Super Saiyan 3 has to be one of the most criticized forms in Dragon Ball. It looks awesome and intense, but from its lack of success to the drawbacks of the transformation, it has been left mostly forgotten and unused as stronger, more complete transformations have taken center stage. But Dragon Ball Daima came along and provided Super Saiyan 3 with the most love it's seen since the old Dragon Ball Z movies, making the form actually cool and relevant once again. As someone who absolutely loves Super Saiyan 3, seeing this form receive the attention and adoration it deserves put a huge smile on my face. We actually saw the form be useful, we saw new users of it, and it even actually got some victories, something it extremely lacked, showing that the form isn't completely useless after all, as it was once believed to be. So I want to dive into how Dragon Ball Daima just saved Super Saiyan 3 and made it relevant again for the first time in decades. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like the video. Leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on Super Saiyan 3. There are very valid reasons why Super Saiyan 3 isn't held in high regard to begin with. Its presentation in the original manga and its performance left a lot to be desired, and that could be an understatement. A lot of this stems from how the form was debuted, used, and the problems that came along with using it. If you examine the form's debut across different mediums, you'll start to see issues arise that make it less impactful than the previous iterations of Super Saiyan. Our first time seeing Super Saiyan 3 was when Goku revealed it against Majin Buu to buy time for Trunks, and the situation in which it debuted is one of the contributing factors. The form was debuted in a fight that wasn't life or death, and the stakes weren't super high. It was just Goku doing a distraction to buy time, revealing he'd obtained the form in the other world during the 7-year time skip following Cell's defeat. It wasn't a form that had huge story significance or was boosted by hype and build-up that made it the payoff to an arc. This is in stark contrast to Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. The build-up to Goku first going Super Saiyan was surrounded by an arc foreshadowing the legend of the Super Saiyan, with teases and info being sprinkled in about it along the way, culminating in Goku's transformation following the death of Krillin. The transformation was a moment closely tied to the story being told during the Frieza saga. It was the culmination of Frieza's actions bringing out what he feared, Goku coming to terms with his Saiyan ancestry, and an emotional moment linked directly to Goku losing his best friend. It has build-up, story significance, and a significant emotional moment in Krillin's death that drove the plot forward and deeply affected Goku as a character, causing him to unleash his rage amidst his grief, triggering the transformation. Goku becoming a Super Saiyan served a massive purpose. Super Saiyan 2's debut is significant as well. A transformation beyond Super Saiyan was alluded to throughout the Cell saga, with all the Saiyans trying to break the Super Saiyan barrier. It was deeply tied to Gohan as a character, as the moments of his potential power being shown in rare moments had been happening through the series, hinting at what he was truly capable of. He just like the push needed to fully unleash that hidden power. Super Saiyan 2 was the culmination of Gohan's character arc, him realizing his potential but also coming to terms with him unleashing his rage and anger if it meant he could protect his loved ones. Him snapping in anger from Android 16's death showed him accepting the responsibility of him being the one who had to stop Cell. These two transformations are held as some of the most exciting moments in the series, but Super Saiyan 3 had none of that. It wasn't hinted at. Goku debuted it out of nowhere, which led to many referring to the form as nothing more than an ass pull, which if you dissect how Goku didn't use it earlier against Vegeta, mainly due to Toriyama having not created the concept of the form yet, you can see why that would seem to be the case. It wasn't a huge character moment either for Goku, or an event with high stakes like the battles with Frieza and Cell, but the depiction of the transformation in the anime is what did it so much justice. The anime greatly expanded on the manga and made the transformation a very long scene of Goku screaming and shaking the entire earth to reveal the transformation. I love the design of Super Saiyan 3. It's one of my favorites in Dragon Ball, and the anime made it look absolutely amazing. And if you're a fan of the English dub, it also gave us the iconic Super Saiyan 3 power-up theme. The scene made it feel powerful, but the issues were never truly with if Super Saiyan 3 was designed well or not. The transformation also never saw much success in battle. Goku didn't defeat Buu with it, though he claimed he could have if he wanted. We also saw Gotenks use the form against Super Buu, and he also lost due to the form's major stamina drawback. Super Saiyan 3 requiring so much stamina, making it where the form can't be sustained for very long, was certainly used as a plot device to keep the story going. Gotenks was prepared to kill Super Buu before running out of power. Super Saiyan 3's final appearance in the manga was against Kid Buu, and once again it lost, for the same reason Gotenks did. Goku failed to defeat Buu, though he hints he could have if he had been more serious, but the form's stamina drain once again proved to be a major issue, leaving Goku unable to sustain it during battle. Super Saiyan 3's primary purpose here was it made Goku strong enough to fight on even footing with Buu, as without it, he was lacking the strength, but it still had no decisive victories or outstanding performances in battle. And that was it for Super Saiyan 3 in the original Dragon Ball manga. It lacked a definitive victory, and it was defined by its inability to get the job done, with the stamina drain costing both Goku and Gotenks in battle. While the form looked awesome, it never reached the heights or story story significance of Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. Those forms had a lasting impact on the story. They each served a major purpose and created iconic moments that went beyond just being cool. But Super Saiyan 3 was given a few saving graces thanks to the Dragon Ball Z movies, who absolutely helped this transformation stop. In the movies, Super Saiyan 3 did see wins. It saw more success in these movies than it did in the anime. In Fusion Reborn, we see Goku use Super Saiyan 3 to defeat the giant Janemba before losing to Janemba's final transformation. Then in Wrath of the Dragon, they went above and beyond for Super Saiyan 3 as it was given the iconic Dragon Fist Explosion technique, which Super Saiyan 3 Goku used to defeat Hirudegarn, giving the form a decisive victory, but that was it for Super Saiyan 3's relevance in Dragon Ball's original run. We did see it in Dragon Ball GT, as the form was once again used, but was undone by the stamina drain as Goku's kid body was unable to sustain it, leading to him once again losing a battle against Baby, until Super Saiyan 3 was eventually replaced by Super Saiyan 4, rendering the form practically useless. And that very narrative would continue in Dragon Ball Super. In Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan 3 did serve a purpose because it was Goku's most powerful form. It gave him the ability to be able to fight Majin Buu, although it was pretty brief due to the obvious drawbacks. But in Super, this was no longer the case, as within the first arc, the form was rendered redundant. With access to God Ki, Goku and Vegeta could access forms that outclassed Super Saiyan 3 in every way. They were far more powerful without the severe stamina drawbacks presented by the form. The only scenario in which Super Saiyan 3 is used is when Goku is just messing around to test his opponents, but it doesn't serve a viable purpose other than that. When Goku needs to fight a powerful enemy, Super Saiyan 3 just isn't strong enough to be useful in any capacity. Thus, the form was only left with little to no success in the original manga, and a few non-canon victories in the movies. And that remained the case for a very long time. Super Saiyan 3 was just an ass-pull form that had no victories and barely did anything significant in the story, and as someone who loves the form, even I must admit these critiques are completely true. But Dragon Ball Daima changed this completely as it brought Super Saiyan 3 the most love it had seen in decades and brought it back into relevance for one final hurrah. This was possible by being set in an era before the likes of Dragon Ball Super, where God forms reign supreme, and Super Saiyan 3 is still the strongest transformation around. Being shortly after the Buu saga, it makes sense for Goku and Vegeta to have better use of the form, which does include Vegeta having the time to actually obtain it. This really kicked off when we saw Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, with Vegeta finally getting the transformation for the first time in a Toriyama-led capacity. A canon Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta had been clamored for by fans for years, and while it's in the form in Heroes and video games, it never quite hits the same as seeing it in an actual Dragon Ball anime. And for the most part, everyone loved it. Vegeta used the form to success to dispose of Tamagami 2 in convincing fashion, in a well-animated fight that both made the form feel powerful, but also necessary for victory due to the power boost Tamagami 2 received from Neva. Seeing him use Super Saiyan 3 with no hands to handle business was extremely satisfying, and while I adore the long hair of Super Saiyan 3, seeing Vegeta have a more unique design, more suited for him, was also awesome to see. Though the Super Saiyan 3 design style for Vegeta that is better largely comes down to personal preference, but it was still a fresh take on the form's design we hadn't seen before. Kid Goku also used it against Goma and actually did quite well after Goma had already defeated everyone else. The former's major drawback of stamina drain also didn't play a huge role in these early fights due to Vegeta quickly getting the win and Goma ultimately defeating Goku before that drawback could come into play as a prominent issue. The love continued even further when we got to see adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta fight Goma, which brought it full circle, seeing Vegeta use the form in both his kid and adult states. It led to an awesome Super Saiyan 3 Final Flash and an overall fun fight that did ultimately result in Vegeta being unable to sustain the form, but in a world where the third eye didn't give Goma unlimited healing and stamina, Super Saiyan 3 probably would have defeated the Demon King, as Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta was putting in work against him even with a third eye. The last time we saw Super Saiyan 3 was Goku using it after becoming an adult again in a scene that everyone loved as Goku cycled through the Super Saiyan transformations in an homage to him doing the same in the Buu saga. This scene emphasized amazing art and animation and made Super Saiyan 3 look as amazing as it ever has. So while Super Saiyan 3 didn't defeat Goma definitively, neither did Super Saiyan 4. It took teamwork and some help from Majin Buu to do so. But regardless of that, Super Saiyan 3 was prominently featured in multiple episodes and fights throughout the course of Dragon Ball Daima. It presented situations where it felt necessary for Goku and Vegeta to use it as it was their most powerful form. It was given some victories and the fights were blessed with amazing quality from the staff. So while Super Saiyan 3 will never have the story and narrative impact of Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2, it was still given the spotlight along with being made relevant for the first time in decades. Dragon Ball Daima really did make Super Saiyan 3 cool one more time through its use of awesome animation and fights, Vegeta finally getting to the form, and it being presented in a fashion that actually made it feel like it had purpose. But my name has been Champizard, and thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button as it helps the video, please consider subscribing to the channel as it helps the channel grow, and please leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on the video and your thoughts on Super Saiyan 3. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.